What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams, and I'm back in here with the Ask Coach Greg Adams channel. Shout out to the Coach Gang for being here. And check out my 3 books that you see across the front right here. The Evolution, Free Agent Lifestyle, and 52 Things. The link is in the description box below. Also, check out the QR code that you see here, or it might be here. Check out that QR code. Click there to follow all of my social media. That's going to be Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's going to be all of those apps right there. Get to those apps so you can find more information about what I'm doing here. Also, you're going to be Facebook and all of that stuff. But anyway, man, let's take a look at this video recently that went viral. And the video, these days, you can't tell if the videos are real or fake. So what we'll do is we'll provide some social commentary related to what we see in the video and some advice for men if you get caught in this situation here with the rude date. And a lot of guys are in scarcity when they're dating. And this is an example of it right here. This video is going viral. So whether the video is a skit or not is completely irrelevant. It provides us with an opportunity to provide some commentary and give men advice, because you can be put in these situations when you come out here and you make critical mistakes because you're trying to date in this current dating minefield. So let's take a look at this video, and then I'll pause it to provide some commentary. If you want to see the full video, I'll provide the link in the description box, and you can watch it in its entirety uninterrupted. So let's get into it right here. First date, she refuses to get out of the car because he took her to Cheesecake Factory, and she gets taken home for being rude. Let's go.
Whew. Let me just get the door for you.
Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Okay, so first thing that we see here is that they pulled up. Obviously, they arrived at the destination. She's not happy with the Cheesecake Factory, which is weird to me, because the Cheesecake Factory, yes, it's a brand restaurant, but I'm not sure why she's on the date. She's given the indication right now that she's a foodie call or a finesser, and that she's just looking for a meal, and that's what she's looking. He's the meal ticket. And she's not happy with the cheesecake because she's probably been on 3 dates with someone else that she finessed, and they took her to Cheesecake Factory. She's tired of that chocolate bread.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
All right, so obviously you can hear or see from her behavior right here that she's obviously arrogant and treating him as such. She's putting herself way above him in rank because she believes she looks a certain way, and that the Cheesecake Factory is somehow beneath the quality of the individual that we're looking here, which she's completely wrong. The second thing I notice here is that she's using the camera already to record the guy without his permission or his consent. And I'm sure that if he did the same thing, she probably had an issue with it. And who does that on the first date? These are the type of people that men are having bad experiences with. And then a lot of people say, well, where are you meeting these women? Which we're going to talk about next. Where are you meeting these type of women? Men are meeting these type of women, but there's a reason why they're doing that. And the look on her face gives me an indication that she's not pleased with this, and that she thinks she's better than that. Let's talk about it.
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
All right, and so now he's getting back in the car, and she has some things to say. Now, once you get to this point of the video, these are the videos that make it seem like the videos aren't authentic, and they're somewhat scripted, and they could be advertisements for any restaurant or chain that they meet. So this is where it gives the indication that it might not be authentic, because I just couldn't imagine, as a man, being treated like this for a woman who would not get out of the car that I own and then telling me to get back in the car. But let me just tell you, there are guys out here like this that are dating, and you should not be dating. Let me just tell you right here. You should not be dating if you're being put in situations like this. It doesn't matter if this woman is your preference or your only option. You should not be dating. This is why we tell men the free agent lifestyle is your guide to peace, quiet, and freedom, and that leveraging options is the way to go. Okay? It doesn't matter what you say to this woman at this particular point. You've already lost leverage and frame. Now she's treating you like she probably treats her 16-year-old son. And this is what he's getting. And he's way out of his league now because he's allowing her, because he has scarcity, he's allowing her to treat him in this manner in his own vehicle. Let's get to it.
Okay. So
yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're...
All right, so she's obviously incorrect again on two things. Is she a beautiful woman? She's not completely ugly. She's dateable. But the reality is she thinks she's way better looking than she is. But by indication of who she's with, she's wrong. All right, she's wrong. She would have another mate, suitable mate, that would treat her in the way she would want to be treated. And he obviously doesn't think she deserves this. Second thing she's wrong about, they are not courting. They are not barely even dating. They are in a usury position. She's using him. Okay, they're not trying to get to know each other. Courting would be introducing each other to their family members, and then they would have a common social circle, and then they would allow the vetting process to go forward. So she's not even being courted. So she's completely wrong, but there's more.
Courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman.
All right, so the guy has obvious complete lack of confidence, and he's trying to go into the situation where responding to her, what I'm supposed to do. Guys, there's nothing that you're really supposed to do. You've done almost everything you needed to do. It is up to her to follow the instructions or follow the opportunity that you provided for her. You could have kept her at home that night, or she could have found another mate. But you gave her the opportunity. She would have been thankful for it. But even if she's not thankful for it, let's just say she didn't enjoy the Cheesecake Factory, she could make the decision to continue without the date or a second date. Okay, or she could have said, you know what, take me home, that's okay. But she didn't. She's trying to give this guy another option or to talk him out of the date that he planned. And as you can tell later on in the video, he made a different plan, and the plan fell through because of his lack of confidence. Let's talk about this again, gentlemen. There are men out here that are dating that should not be dating. All right. And what we're doing is we're trying to say that the woman is out of pocket and then that the man did the right thing. He's completely out of pocket as well as she is. He's making critical mistakes. Number one, he doesn't have confidence. He doesn't have confidence to be with any woman or a woman like her. Even though that's his preference, he's going about it the wrong way. This is an opportunity for you to get yourself in a better position of leveraging options without having to deal with individuals like this, because the thing he should have did right there was ended the date. That's what he should have did, and he should have did this an hour before, and he didn't. This is why he's in this position.
Which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least, you know.
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like, even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't.
Oh my God! All right, the guy has no authority, no leadership, or anything. Listen, I'm trying to get people to understand. Men do not, just because you can date, don't mean you should. Okay, just because you can get on a dating app doesn't mean you should. This is why I've been telling men for the last 5 years. You need to live the free agent lifestyle first. You need to get some confidence. You need to understand how to treat yourself first. Then you can understand how to treat other people. And then in kind, you will establish how they should treat you. He's giving her no instructions. He's following her instructions. That's not courting or dating. And he's not being a gentleman, because a gentleman provides leadership and provides instructions. And then if she doesn't follow, he can treat her as such. If she does follow, then he can make a judgment. They're having a conversation that shouldn't even be necessary. And a lot of men are in a situation where they're trying to argue with women who are complete strangers on dating apps. This is bizarre to me, but not saying I've never been put in this position. It is bizarre that men continue to deal with these situations. And it tells me he's dealing with scarcity. He's not a leader, and he's not equipped to deal with any women, but particularly women like this one. All right, let's get into it.
Put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay.
I
yeah,
don't know
and
you.
I
yet.
can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again, I don't
we're not
know
there
yet.
All right, and so here it is. These are the situations where he could have easily responded back. He wanted to be invited into her place when he picked her up. There's a reason why he said that. It's not as weird as it seems. Then he's like, you should be able to do these things. And then she said it's too early for that. Well, if it's too early for that, it's too early to do anything better than Cheesecake. Okay? You haven't earned the situation to be treated better than anything but Cheesecake. And in my opinion, Cheesecake is a little bit too much for a first date, but that's just me. And if you want some suggestions on where to go on first dates, I have a video that you will see here, or a card that you'll see here that tells you cheap places to go that a woman that respects herself will allow her to be going with a person that she's genuinely interested in. Let's go.
Okay. And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Well, look at my planner.
There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, but here's the thing. This woman is too old to be dating. Okay, and I have a video that I talk about that. Dating is really for young people. And the true concept of what dating is. What we're doing is not dating. We're more mating, and we're having fun. We're hooking up. We're selecting. And when you're this age, it doesn't need to be princess treatment. You're not a teenager, and you're not in your early 20s. Gentlemen, same thing. It doesn't matter. We shouldn't be providing these wonderful, extravagant dates to people who have had 2 marriages, children out of wedlock, divorces. I mean, these things are crazy misconceptions that you're supposed to be treating people like this in a traditional date. This is not even traditional dating, but that's neither here or there. Let's get back to it.
Where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
Well,
What do you mean no?
See, I
the look on her face. What do you mean no? See, she's used to being the dominant, and he's probably used to being the submissive. He probably culturally dates women that are dominant over him, and he probably likes it. There are men that like to be abused or dominated or financially dominated, and this could clearly be the case. We don't know, but she's giving him instructions. Okay, yeah, this date is suitable. Here, call them. Now, he's made several mistakes, and I'm going to identify those mistakes after he mentions this thing here. But she's now telling him and directing these people or him to tell him what to do next in the situation here. Let's talk about it.
I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs
I understand.
for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment.
All right, so here's another classic mistake that men do or put up with is the fact that the woman shows up late and gives him no indication in early advance to say, hey, I'm going to be running late. Hey, I'm working an hour later than I thought I would be, so I'm going to be behind. And if they're in Los Angeles, which I perceive them to be, then obviously he has traffic planning and things. He probably took off work early to have this early date, and now he's in this situation that he has to wait for her an hour. She doesn't let him in, which I can understand that, but he waits for her for an hour after not giving him a warning that she's going to be late, that she's running late. These are all violations. And not only that, he didn't confirm with her before he left to go pick her up. He just stayed with the, hey, I'll see you on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And then he just showed up at Wednesday at 4 o'clock. He didn't say, I'm on my way. He didn't say, hey, are you ready? Hey, I'm going to be here at this time. I'm running late. Are we still on? he didn't text her the previous night. These are things that you would do on a date. These are the things that you would do. You would keep this communication up. Hey, I'm leaving my house now. And then she could say, hey, I'm working a little bit late. Can you delay your departure for about an hour and a half? These are all things that healthy people and healthy relationships would do when they're dating. When people are dating out of scarcity and they're dating out of desperation and they're not leading, this is what happens. And ladies are trying to dictate what a man does when you were late and you missed the reservation. See, if I had airline tickets and I told you we were going to Costa Rica and you need to be at the airport, you showing up late and not communicating effectively, you just missed out on a golden opportunity. And I would treat every date like an opportunity as you're being swept off your feet. You can't just say, hey, I showed up late. We missed the reservation, so take me to the place that I want to be taken. You were late. But let's talk about this, man.
And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been, but if we're late, I told you twice.
It wasn't that late.
Okay, it wasn't that late. So she's also minimizing where she made errors, which is an indication that the date should be over, okay? She's not willing to be accountable for the bad decision that she made that affected how she was going to be treated. And this date should be over. Okay, I don't know why they're still recording. I don't know why he's still sitting there. He got the keys to the car. He could drop her off where he picked her up. That's where I would be headed back. Or that would be the nicest thing to do. And I know a lot of guys are like, kick her out, say this, call her names. Guys, that's why you get in trouble with women. There's no need to actually get in an elevated, argumentative position with women like this because she's not worth it. So kicking her out actually puts you in the negative because now she can claim you did something to her. All right, she could go to the police. She could be harmed when you kick her out because she doesn't have bus fare or an Uber fare to get home. So the best thing you could do is to drive her back home. The second best thing is Uber. But what you're going to do is when you're trying to get into an argumentative position, you end up putting yourself in a worse situation because women like this make false allegations. Women like this call the police on you. Women like this have your ass in domestic violence court. So you don't need to be causing more harm to the situation. Just politely drop her off and say, hey, listen, best of luck. Good luck in your search.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that?
I
you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
I don't understand what she sees in herself, that she's that much better than the Cheesecake Factory. And this is another indicator that the date should be over. But because you're not pulling the plug, then she's proceeding to waste your time. She doesn't have anything better to do. She doesn't. This is why she's out with him. Because if she has something better to do or she was a suitable mate, she would have a partner. And the reason why she doesn't have a partner, exhibit A or B.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die. That's embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for that.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So, respectfully, I'm going to just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
So as you can see, this is why you politely end the date and just leave it at that. And this is what he's doing. So he is wrapping it up, and I give him credit for this. So I'm going to politely take you home. And as you can see, oh, no, he didn't. And as you can see, this is why you politely let it go. A lot of guys will say, I'm going to call her a name. I'm going to tell her about herself. Guys, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. You can do it, but it's not worth it. And here's the thing. She knows who she is. What she's projecting here is a false representation of herself. She's overconfident. She doesn't believe what she's saying. So that's why she keeps saying it. If you believe it, there's no need to say it. So just let these people go about their lives. They're obviously mentally deranged or damaged. And that's what it is. Let's go. It's a couple minutes more here.
You just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He was
but
out the parking space.
If I don't feel
Can you
respected,
see?
I am not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, I mean, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative.
So this is her way of apologizing. And what you're seeing is he tried to establish authority over him, and he declined. He said, "I'm not going to play your game," and it took him a while to get to it. And since he didn't play her game, now she's kind of apologizing. She's trying to be accountable for her behavior that he called out. And now he knows, or she knows, is fully aware that now she's going to lose this battle. Because what she asked for was a compromise. Because she's used to treating men like this and then compromising. Okay, but a lot of these women use this as foreplay as well. So you got to be careful out here. There are some really, really damaged individuals out here.
You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You got to do what you got to do.
All right. And so I'm assuming that's the end of the video. And here's the thing. I give her a little bit of props for not acting ignorant at the end of the video, which I would perceive her to be ignorant. Not only that, she treats every man in her life like this. She's treated her father like this. She's treated her baby daddy like this, her ex-husband, and any boyfriend that she's been with. And those men probably have been people who look like her. And thus, they probably responded the way they wanted, right? Or the way she wanted them, meaning that the argument, the berating, and then there she could say, "You're abusive, you're controlling, why you yelling at me?" And she could play the victim. He did not do that, which I give him props. And now she had to face the idea that she's going to be back home alone, or she has to invite Tyrone over to finish the job. All right. But anyway, that's my video for today. Do me a favor, comment about what you think was going on in this video, and subscribe to this channel.